Hello, everyone. No, I am not getting married. I think I would do a better veil than this glitter veil I got from Michael's. I made this from Michael's. I might get a fancier veil, although I think it's pretty cute. Anyways, if you can't tell by the title of this video, it is a wedding makeup tutorial. And I decided to go so just natural and beautiful and classic, really inspired by Megan Markle. You know, at first when she came out, I was so shocked. I was like, what? I was like, is she even wearing makeup? Did she just roll out of bed? Like, I was kind of horrified. But the more I look at it and look at her and like think about it, it is so beautiful. Like, she really just wanted to look like herself. And, you know, the more I read, she didn't wear a lot of makeup. Like, she doesn't wear a lot of makeup during the day or like her everyday life. She usually has her hair in a messy bun. She said mascara and lip balm. So very inspired by Megan Markle. I went for such just a natural, glowing, you're not going to feel overdone. It just looks like your skin, but better. And the eyes are just a little amplified. So if you want to see how to get this kind of natural, glowy, classic Meghan Markle bridal look, then just keep watching. Okay, so here's my face, and we are just going to get right into this, starting with the MAC Strobe Cream in the shade Peach Light. I just put this all over my face. It's a beautiful, glowing primer. It just gives you a really beautiful kind of rosy bronze glow under your skin. Meghan Markle's skin was so perfect and so glowing, so I just added this in to add some glow. Then going in with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is one of my favorite foundations, and apparently it's Meghan Markle's favorite as well. So I'm applying this with a beauty blender. This is the shade 4. This is just the best foundation. I've talked about it before. It gives you enough coverage, but it looks so natural. It stays on the skin all day. It gives you a luminous look, but it doesn't look overly dewy. It doesn't look cakey. It doesn't look goopy or anything. It just looks like your skin, but better. And it still lets things like your freckles show through if that's what you're looking for. Then going into the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, an oldie but a goodie. I haven't used this one in a while, but I wanted something a bit more sheer, a bit more luminous than the matte concealer that I usually use from Nars. So I'm just putting this under my eyes, around my nose, just in like very small amounts. Meghan Markle looked like she had like no concealer on because her skin's perfect because she's an angel. And as well on spots, this concealer does it all, which is really nice. So I was just covering anything I wanted to be covered. Then just blending it out with the Beauty Blender. Again, using a Beauty Blender, just make sure that you have a more of a natural finish. You're not going to look like you're wearing a lot of makeup. It just looks flawless on your skin, and it looks like you have no imperfections, and who doesn't want that? And going in with the Becca Hydramist powder. This is a very hydrating powder, and I'm just putting a little bit of this on where I put concealer. I don't want to look powdery. Meghan Markle looked like she didn't have any powder on like at all. Her skin just looked really like naturally like her skin. So I'm just putting this on around my nose, like just where I put the concealer, just to set that concealer so that it doesn't budge. Now into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. This is the shade Caramel. I have a full brow tutorial on my channel. I will link that video down below. So we're going to just skip over the brows, but I kept them pretty natural and kind of like wispy and fluffy for this look. Then going in with the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Set. This is just a brow gel, and I just swipe the hairs up so that, again, they give you that kind of like wispy, fluffy look, just to give them a bit of more natural look than just like perfectly stuck down, if that makes sense. Going in with the Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Stick in Moonlight. I use this thing to death. It is just the perfect cream eyeshadow stick. I put this along the lid and as well as my lower lash line. It is gorgeous for bridal. Then I'm just going to blend that out. Meghan Markle looked like she just had some shimmery brown shadow, but I'm going to amp it up just a little bit. So this is the Viseart Theory palette in Cashmere. I'm taking that matte cream shade and just highlighting my brow bone with that. If you have any veins or discoloration, I highly recommend doing this. It will just give you like an even, plain field to work with on your eyelids. Then I'm going to go in with my Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer. I'm going to use this as a transition color. This is a great thing to do if you want your eyeshadow to look natural because it matches your bronzer, and so it just looks like that's kind of like the same skin tone. Going in, same thing, the Viseart Theory palette. This is that shimmery brown shade. I just love it. I'm just putting it all over the lid. I'm keeping the eyes pretty simple, but I still wanted a little bit of a smokiness, a little bit of something going on in the lids. And I'm just putting that underneath as well. Going in with that medium shade, I'm taking this fluffy brush from Milani and just putting that directly in the crease just to deepen it out a little bit. So most of the color goes on the outer corner, as you can see here, and then I just fluff it into the crease. Doesn't make a huge difference. I just wanted a little bit of definition, especially for my eye shape. Going into that matte dark brown, I'm going to smudge this on my lashes. I'm not winging it out. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just really pressing this into my lashes. It looked like Megan Markle had a little bit of brown liner. I think she used like a MAC eyeliner from what I can gather. But anyways, I'm using this powder eyeshadow, and then I'm just taking this angled brush and just really, really blending that out so that there's no harsh lines. That's really what I don't want. And I'm kind of keeping that in the outer corner. As you can see, I'm flicking it up a little bit and then smudging it along the lashes. Just to give a little bit of definition, look like you're wearing eyeliner, but then not really. So I just take my time and build this up. Again, adding a little bit more shadow, blending it across the lashes and into the outer V of my eye as well. Then taking that fluffy brush with no additional product on it, I'm just going to blend that out because, again, we don't want any harsh edges. We want this to just be like ethereal. Perfect. I'm putting the dark brown mixed with the medium brown on my lower lash line just kind of to make it all even. I love smoking out the lower lash line just a little bit. Then this is the shimmery champagne color. I'm going to highlight the inner corners of my eyes with this. Megan Markle didn't look like she had this, but I think it's just really pretty on your wedding day just to have a little bit of shine on your eyes. So I put it on the brow bone and the inner corners as well, as you can see here. So as you can see here, I'm just putting that in the inner corners and kind of a little bit onto the lids. It just has such a beautiful glow. This is such a natural eyeshadow palette. I just love this little eyeshadow palette, especially for bridal. Perfect. Now going in with the Urban Decay Waterline pencil in the shade Legend. I just like to tightline with this. Again, if you're not doing a very dramatic look, this really just adds definition to your lashes without looking overdone. Curl your eyelashes, apply some mascara, like so, and then this is the finished look. But Megan Markle definitely had some individual lashes, so I'm going to apply those here. I just applied maybe 5 or 6 to each eye, mostly along the outer corners. Now going in with MAC Teddy Eyeliner, I'm just putting this in the lower lash line just to make sure to add a little smokiness, a little something. Now onto the face. This is the Milk Matte Bronzer in the shade Baked. I'm just adding this in. Megan Markle looked like she only had cream on her face. Barely any bronzer, maybe like a tiny bit of blush and no highlighter. So I'm going to do a little bit more just because, I don't know, I don't look as beautiful as she does without makeup. So I'm taking my Clairsonic foundation brush head and blending this in. This gives such a natural, beautiful finish. I love this combination. It blends into the face so nicely. Here I go, speeding it up. I just love it. And it just gives you such a natural glow, a beautiful definition without looking like you're overly contoured. They do have a darker shade, but I love this shade as well for myself. And there I go, just finessing. Dun, 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 dun. Perfect. Then going into the Stila Convertible color in the shade Peony. This is a cream blush. It's so beautiful. I'm putting a little extra blush. Like I said, Megan Markle looked like she had like a little flush on her cheeks, and it's just so beautiful for bridal to have that really beautiful flush. So adding in this cream, and then if you feel like you did a little bit too much, just take your foundation brush or your beauty blender and just blend that out to make it look more natural. Going back into the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer, I'm going to set everything. So I'm not really loading on the bronzer. I'm taking this big fluffy brush. This is kind of a trick I do. And I'm just adding to the bronzer. So I'm not like packing it on as if we have nothing underneath. I'm just kind of dusting it and fluffing it. This will set it in place, make sure it does not budge, and then just kind of like add in the perfect amount of color. And then also make sure you get down your neck because I have some weird self-tanner issues going on, and I think my neck is a little splotchy. So now going into an oldie but a goodie. This is the Makeup Geek blush in Romance. I've started using this like every single day, and I am now obsessed with it. So apparently Megan Markle used Nars Orgasm on her wedding day. I don't have that anymore. I used to have that years ago, but this one's very similar. It's just like a peachy, rosy gold blush. So I'm putting this everywhere. You don't want to just put it on your cheeks. You want to bring it a little bit onto your forehead and like across your nose, just so that it doesn't look like you have like randomly red cheeks. This is another tip. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Ethereal Light. This has no shimmer, but it is the most gorgeous highlighting powder. So I'm putting this under my eyes, and it just makes your eyes pop. It brightens them, and it gives your skin this like milky, ethereal presence. Again, with no shimmer, so you just look like you are glowing, but that you don't have highlighter on. So I'm kind of just like putting this everywhere. Now this one is in the shade Luminous Light. This one actually does have a gorgeous sheen, no bits of glitter, so it is the perfect actual highlighter for weddings. It didn't really look like Meghan Markle had any highlighter on, but I had to add some, so I'm just putting this on in the usual places that you put highlighter. I think you can see at this angle a little better. It's just the most gorgeous natural highlighter. I love it. It's so pretty. So there we go. Look at that right there. Perfect. Okay, Brittany, too much. Gonna spray that with MAC Fix Plus because you don't want anything to look too powdery, and MAC Fix Plus just sets down any powder and like really hydrates your skin and makes you look nice and glowy. Onto the lips, going in with MAC Subculture Lip Liner. One of my favorites. This is just a beautiful kind of pinky nude lip liner. I'm just lining my lips and then filling them in as well. Meghan Markle looked like she almost just had some lip balm on, I swear, but I'm going to add a little more. So this is the MAC lipstick in Patisserie, a beautiful pink. This is a luster formula, so it is nice and sheer and has a beautiful sheen, so it just looks really natural, and it is one of my favorites, and I think it just really adds to this look. And that is everything. I really hope you like it. This is my Meghan Markle inspired wedding look. Bye, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I should probably go take this veil off now and maybe be more serious with my life and not just pretend to be a bride like a 5-year-old girl. But anyways, that is what I'm doing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!